Hello guys, this is David Liu from Dwight School Seoul. In this video, I'll be explaining a technology that can replace fossil fuels and reduce the impact of burning fossil fuels. The solar-powered Vanadium Redox flow battery. Before we get started with this video, why do we have to replace or reduce the impact of burning fossil fuels? And what is fossil fuels exactly? Fossil fuels are made from decomposing plants and animals, which can be burned for energy, such as coal, oil, or natural gas. But the critical point is that it is not renewable and it is very harmful to the environment by the combustion reaction. Combustion is the scientific term for burning something. Here comes the turning point. Burning fossil fuels spread greenhouse gases during the combustion reaction, which can cause global warming and many other side effects. For example, air pollution and water pollution are both affected by the process of mining and burning fossil fuels. If we know burning fossil fuels can cause negative effects on the environment, why are we still using fossil fuels instead of renewable energy? Fossil fuels allow the use of more energy than renewable energy could provide. It is harmful to the environment, but it is more powerful than today's photosynthesis could provide. This video will be explaining how vanadium redox flow batteries work, and this will change your perspective of solar-powered energy. Now let's visualize the power you can create by comparing it with hydrogen fuel cell. A typical hydrogen fuel cell produces 0.5 to 0.8 volts per cell, and it is an electrochemical power generator that combines hydrogen and oxygen to produce electricity. It can be used to power anything from commercial vehicles to drones. The vanadium redox flow batteries can create up to 1.3 volts per mole of photovoltage. It is stronger than hydrogen fuel cells, which can also be used for commercial vehicles and drones. The vanadium redox flow battery is one of the leading technologies in energy storage, and it has no risk compared to other technologies. It is non-degradable and non-flammable. More than 50% of the electrolyte solution is made up of water, which gives its non-flammable property, unlike the explosive fossil fuels, which are risky in all kinds of conditions. Now we follow up with the redox reaction in this battery. As sunlight hits the CDS photoelectrode, it activates vanadium V3+ in the water. It will release one electron that will go through the wire to the counter electrode, carbon graphite. V3+ in the water will turn into V2+ by the reduction process. The water tank cycles in this way, and now it is a battery which stores electrons. It stores solar energy as electricity in the water tank, and it turns into a rechargeable battery by the redox reaction with vanadium. The use of solar electricity will reduce the amount of coal-fired electricity engaged. First, it will reduce the number of fossil fuels utilized by the development of vanadium market and industries. The role of safety is one of the tremendous improvements among the battery industries. Vanadium redox flow battery with its non-flammable characteristics. It is welcomed by large companies, and it is the ideal trend of battery industries. Without risk and damage, it became the key feature to reduce the number of fossil fuels being used in smoky conditions, especially when fossil fuels are flammable. The vanadium redox flow battery can replace or reduce the impact of burning fossil fuels. Why wouldn't people like it? Here are two advantages and two disadvantages of vanadium redox flow battery. As it is mentioned, the vanadium redox flow battery is 100% solar powered, and it does not release greenhouse gases and does not harm the environment, with the critical point that can cause global warming. It is beneficial for the environment in another way, because it mostly uses vanadium and water as its container. It does not need extra receiver other than the CDS photoelectrode or the storage, which economizes the product from nature, such as plastic or insoluble resources. Another fact is that the vanadium redox flow battery is 100% safe. Over 50% of the electrolyte solution is made up of water, which gives the battery a non-flammable property. That is the greatest advantage for all kinds of people in the community. Unlike the ordinary battery, which are threatening our life with its flammable properties under high temperature or high pressure, it gives people a safer condition. It is beneficial for both people and the community, and it provides safer surroundings as energy storage for everybody. Here are two limitations of the vanadium redox flow battery. The limitations of this technology are avoidable by the further development of this industry. Economical and political issues are the limitations of this technology. The price of vanadium redox flow battery highly relies on the cost of vanadium itself. The price of vanadium redox flow batteries changes as the vanadium market price changes. Therefore, the price of vanadium redox flow batteries could be unstable due to the effect caused by events such as global economic war or economic crisis. China and South Africa have the highest vanadium production all around the world. In order to control the price of vanadium, the tariff rate became the fact that everyone cares about. It directly deals with international economic situation, therefore it is not a considerable benefit in the role of economics. And as it is mentioned by the changes through the economic market, it affects the political world in the same way. The top 3 vanadium production countries are China, South Africa, and Russia. These 3 countries have the majority control of the vanadium market, and that directly links to the power under the governments. Political issues here are the trade between every country, which they cause limitations on economics, but still affects negatively under the role of politics. The worst connections between the country with higher production rate and the country's urgently need of vanadium. That's when political issues will be involved. Therefore, some places have relatively high production rate of vanadium, but some don't. It became the limitation under global trades, which occurs in all kinds of political issues. By all accounts, I think the new technology invention of the vanadium redox flow battery will be one of the best alternatives to use instead of fossil fuels. The price of vanadium electrolyte is highly dependent on the vanadium market price, which is quite stable, and it is reusable. It can cost up to $100 per ounce, but in the fact that it is reusable, unlike fossil fuels. The vanadium redox flow battery is 100% safe and eco-friendly. It has a non-flammable characteristic and it stores solar energy to control its greenhouse gases emission. It is beneficial for the environment and the workers dealing with this. According to Smart Energy International, there are over 100 VRFB installations globally and estimated capacity over 20,980 kilowatt of energy power up by vanadium batteries in 2018. Which have saved almost $9,000 even though the vanadium battery wasn't popular in many places. With its eco-friendly and non-flammable characteristic, it is welcomed by more people and it is being used instead of fossil fuels as the invention of new technology. This is David Liu from Dwight School Seoul. Thank you for watching this video.